Hi there, I'm Mike, and what I have for you today is a video that I've been wanting to do for a long time. A couple times Hasbro has released updates to older figures, like in a whole wave, like Rebels and Rogue One, and I've always just wanted to do like a full-on comparison video. And I haven't yet, just for whatever reason. So here I am, there's only 3 figures. I got the Target carbonized figures in, and I just kind of wanted to open them up and compare them to the originals so you can see the new ones and the old ones and maybe make your own decision on what you like best. I don't know. I just like comparing things. It's kind of fun to do. First off, let's look at the boxes here. Now, this is the first one I'm going to be doing, Paz Vizsla. You can see they actually put his name on this as opposed to the original one, which just said heavy artillery Mandalorian, I think is what it said. HAM. Yeah, it was the acronym HAM. He was a thick guy. Everyone made fat jokes. What we have here, they not only put his name here so you can see that, but they fixed the spelling of his name, because before I think they dropped the Z, so it was Vizsla still, but it was Visla. And so it's cool they updated that. And so if you go back and watch my video, which I did a video on this guy originally when he came out, I make it a point to say that the spelling's different, but they have fixed that and the spelling is actually not different. So if you're curious about that, that's what's going on here. We also have the Scout Trooper and then the Shore Trooper. Now all of these are labeled as from Mandalorian. Yeah, even this one is from the Mandalorian here. Obviously Return of the Jedi, Rogue One, but definitely Mandalorian here. But they all have been in Mandalorian, although I don't actually remember the Shore Trooper specifically being in Mandalorian, but I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt that he was. But I want to get these out of the way here just real quick. And let's start with the big boy here, because he's the one that I'm most excited about. He's also the first one that I got. Now, these were announced sometime last year. It's been so long that I couldn't tell you when they were announced. But I've had him on pre-order for the longest time. Whoa, for the longest time. As you can see, we have the new packaging here. Now there is a third version of this figure if you want. I'm not going to go over him. It's the the credit collection version. If you want to, go check that one out, you can. I do like that one. It was a Best Buy exclusive, so it's probably really hard to find now because Best Buy hasn't released him in a long time. Let's get all that out there. Mine's got a couple little cracks in that. That's the second figure in a row that I've opened on my channel where the tray has had cracks in it. I don't know what I'm going to do with these afterwards. All my other carbonized figures I actually have hanging on the wall because they're all doubles. Like, I've got these figures on my shelves. I don't need more of them on my shelves. But I want to buy them, because I am a completionist. I should probably get started with this, so of course I'm going to buy them for that reason alone. But also, while I have complained about the carbonized collection in the past, and I did a rant on my podcast, and if you haven't heard my podcast, it's called Black Series Cantina, and I think it's a pretty good podcast. We just broke 10,000 downloads on it, and anyway, you can listen to it, or you don't have to listen to it. But I did a little rant on the carbonized collection. When it first came out, it was like a specialty thing that they did for the Force Friday back in 2019 for the release of Rise of Skywalker. And 4 figures out of that wave had carbonized versions. It was the the heavy, or I know these. I don't know why I'm blanking right now. It was the Mandalorian, obviously. The Second Sister was also one. The Sith Trooper was another one. And then the First Order Jet Trooper was the last one. Now, I'm just going to pop this on his back because it's not hard to get him to hold it. But just for now, we're just going to pop that on his back. I also just kind of it kind of looks like a Ghostbuster to me. Oh, a little plastic tray pieces. I kind of dig the Ghostbuster vibe. So you know what? I kind of joked about Ghostbuster figures with what was it? Bodhi Rook and Baze Malvis, and he would definitely be a good third member of the Ghostbusters team for sure. Anyways, I think I've had like 8 tangents on this. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these. I don't necessarily want them on my shelves because I don't think it's necessary to have just a shiny version of it. So I'm probably gonna hang on my wall, but I did get them because I like the look of them and I like to, make videos on these things. So I kind of wanted to show them off. There's a lot of reasons why I bought it, but also after seeing it, I think this looks great. So let's bring out the other one real quick. Let's bring out the original. That's the original here, and it's definitely. I love the luster of this new armor. Like the shininess of the armor, I think looks great. The only thing I don't like is that not only is the armor shiny, but his jumpsuit, flight suit thing is shiny, and I don't like that. Like if they could do it so the Under Armour wasn't shiny, like the little flight suit wasn't shiny, but the armor itself was shiny, I think that would be great. I love the color of this gold, or is it yellow or gold? I don't know. I'm colorblind, so it's hard to tell. But I like this a lot better than this. This, I think, is probably a little bit more accurate to the show. That was one of those things. This is one of those figures where, like this side right here, this is not accurate to the show. But it is this way because that was the concept art that Hasbro was given, because this is one of the figures that they got kind of early, and they did them early. So, you got to give them a little leeway, because it's not awful. It's not like the worst. It's not so bad that you just can't stand. At least not for me. It might be for you. But I love, you can see he can hold the gun like so. There's a grip back here. There's a grip up here. So if you want to have him do that, you can. And in my original video, I wish that he came with like a flame thing for this. I think that would have been cool, but they didn't, and you just kind of have to get over that. But I love the shininess of this so much. He actually might replace this one on my shelf just because of how good he looks. I genuinely think that this looks good, and he might even replace my favorite Carbonized figure, which currently is Darth Vader. Darth Vader is my current favorite Carbonized figure. I think the blue that he is looks really great. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go look at pictures of it. It's not hard to kind of do some research. But I'm gonna put this over here, and let's start with the next one I got, which is the Scout Trooper here. Now the Scout Trooper, this is my 4th, 5th Scout Trooper. I don't know. I realized I didn't actually show the back of these. Now there's just box wise, just so you know, they are in the new mural boxes, but there's no murals here. They're not numbered. So like they don't connect or anything. They just have a shiny picture on the side here. But on Paz Vizsla, it says, a brawny warrior encased in the strongest Beskar armor. Paz Vizsla is part of a secret enclave of his people. Short and sweet. It gets to the point. That's fine. This one, the Scout Trooper, says Scout Troopers were trained for more independence and adaptability than most Imperial troopers. The Empire used Scout Troopers for a range of missions, including reconnaissance and infiltration. I love the Scout Trooper. It's easily my favorite design of any of the Imperial figures, or at least the classic ones. I love the helmet. I love the gun. The speeder bikes are cool. But even aside from the speeder bikes, the design of the figure itself is my favorite. Now they've obviously released this a couple of times. The first one came out with the speeder bike, then it got released in the archive line, and then they released one, a black version with a kind of a navy everything in the Shadow Squadron, which is a neat release. And then they released the one from the Jedi Fallen Order that was like one of the melee troops that was a Scout Trooper. And then, of course, I have that one as well. They're all great. But it's hard to beat just the plain vanilla Scout Trooper here. So here we are. Now, I've done a video on the regular Scout Trooper. I did an archive video when they released the archive version, kind of comparing it. So I didn't go over like the speeder bike or anything. But this is the Scout Trooper, Biker Scout Trooper, however you want to do it. I love that he's got this. I will say it does tend to fall out of the ankle sometimes. Like I've got one on my shelf and I'm not quite sure where it came from. It probably actually came from a Imperial Royal Guard because they have one too, and that one tends to fall out. But man, I love the design of this. But I will say these colors aren't my favorite. He does kind of look like a toasted marshmallow. He has like a pearlescent white for the carbonized look. The under, whatever this is, the undersuit is very shiny. It looks like he's going, it looks like pleather, like the plastic leather. It looks like he's going to a comic convention or out to a club. But of course, we gotta compare it. This is the archive version. I don't really think there was much of a difference between the archive version and the regular version. See, we got some weathering here. His boots are real dirty. They kind of brought that over a lot. He's got some bad paint apps on his back right there, and he's missing some paint apps there. This one's got these, and he doesn't have that at all. Look at that. Backs of his elbows are painted just fine. Yeah, I mean, everything's good. It's just as far as troopers go, I don't think you can beat the original Trooper, with the Shadow Squadron being either a close second or a first by barely. But I really do like the look of this Trooper. It's one of the best Trooper designs, and I don't think the carbonized version does anything for it. Like this one brings out the shiny metallicness of his Beskar armor, and I love that. I also love the coloring of his pads and stuff better than on the original. I think it pops out. I think it stands out really well. This, I don't think any of this looks better than this. This is top tier, although the articulation's dated, and I wouldn't mind if Hasbro gave this another go. But it's not bad. It's really not bad. So that is the Scout Trooper. He's definitely not going to make it on the shelf. He's going to go back in the box. Now the next one is the most interesting to me, and there's a kind of a fun story behind it. So here we have the Shore Trooper. Now this one debuted in Rogue One. I pre-ordered all of these at the exact same time, but this one got back ordered. And instead of getting it like I got the other two, it took a while for it to ship out. So long, in fact, that my card I had on file expired, and I updated it, but I had to authorize it. And I thought I did, but I guess it didn't hit continue or something. So my version of this got canceled. Then, after a couple days of searching Targets and going on Target's app and seeing if any of the Targets around me have them, because Target, these are all Target exclusive. I don't know if I mentioned that, but Target seems to have gotten in some stores just a bajillion of these. Like you go to the store and there are just pegs and pegs and pegs and pegs full of these. I didn't get pegs and pegs and pegs full of it that I saw anywhere around me, but this did pop up that I could pick up close to my house, and I did. And I pre-ordered it. It went through. They got it. They saved it, and I went to go get it. And I just, before I went to the front to pick one up, I went down the toy aisle just to see if there was anything else I wanted to pick up. You know how it is. So I picked up one, and I saw it on the shelf. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna cancel the one I ordered online, and they can put it back. I'm just gonna take this one and go to the front and buy it. I've got it in hand. Like I'm happy with the way it looks. I'll just take that. So then I went up and scanned it at the register, and it was $29.99 instead of $22.99. And I was like, what the F? Like, I had one in this store right now for $23, and now it's scanning at $29.99, which is ridiculous. So I was at the self-checkout. I flagged the lady down. I'm like, hey, this is like $7 too expensive from one I just canceled. I showed her my canceled order. I'm like, I canceled it because I just had one in hand and I was gonna buy it, and she's like, fine, I'll just discount it. So I discounted it. Anyways, long story short, I eventually got one, but it was a lot more steps than the other two. And I have to say, I freaking love the gold on this. This figure is resplendent. It's like C-3PO cosplay. I don't know, I wish they could make C-3PO this shiny. Like let's do a C-3PO carbonized figure. You know, that's what I'm saying. Anyways, so that's the original. But first, we're gonna spin this around again. The side does not, it doesn't catch up to the others. There's no mural thing. It's just a shiny side. And then on the back, we've got the bio. So during the height of the Empire, shore troopers would patrol the beaches and bunkers of the Imperial military headquarters. With the Empire in decline, they find themselves assigned to less glorious postings. So again, these showed up originally in the Rogue One. They were on Scarif, which was easily one of the most beautiful locations in all of Star Wars. I love Rogue One. I mean, if you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to like it, but I did like it a lot. Let's go ahead and get this figure out here. There we go. We'll put that right there. So here we have. Now, I've never done a video on this guy. I have put him in a top. I think 2016 is when this came out, and he did make my top figure list, and I think that's the only time he's actually ever appeared in a video here. But oh, look at this. This looks, oh, he's resplendent. He's so shiny. Again, I'm not a huge fan of how shiny these Under Armours are. I wish that this could be not shiny. Like, actually, this is even a little shiny. It's really not that different now that I'm looking at it, because the gloss on this, it really doesn't look that different now that I have them side by side. But, oh man, I do love the look of this armor over this armor. This is kind of like, this could be like a named guy, basically. Like, you could, in your own headcanon, you can name this guy kind of like Commander Pyre from the First Order, where he was basically a stormtrooper but gold. You could do kind of the same thing here and just make this guy a special named guy, and he's different because he's got that armor as opposed to this. But otherwise, he's the exact same. The paint's a little shinier. The gun's even shinier. Like this has shinier paint on it than the original gun. That's actually true for the weapons on the other guys as well. But I really do like this. So that's another one of the reasons why I wanted to get these especially after seeing them in person. And I'm a big advocate. You can judge a figure when you see the prototype photos on it, because anytime you see a promo picture that like Hasbro puts out when they announce a figure or whatever, those are always prototypes. And sometimes they remain the same, but sometimes they don't. And you really can't judge a figure fully based on those prototypes. And sometimes, pictures are good, but they don't really translate to what you get in hand. And in this case, I think on some level, all three of these figures look great. I don't know which one I like better between these two. They're both fantastic. This one, not my favorite. He's not my least favorite carbonized figure, but he's somewhere towards the bottom middle. Maybe I'll do a video comparing all of them and ranking all of them. Let me know if you want to see that. This one right here is I don't know if you've seen any of my videos, Boba Fett is at the bottom. But he looks so good. I'm hesitant to put them back in their boxes and on my wall like the other carbonized figures are, because again, I have all these figures on my shelf already. Obviously, I mean they're all kind of right here. Like these are my figures. These are them. They all exist. I don't need two versions of them all because they happen to be shinier than the originals. That's silly. But they're making it tough for me to decide. I'll be honest. I definitely think that this one looks better than this one, and I might put this one back in here, and he goes on my shelf. I don't know, and he might just go on my shelf just to be a gold guy on my shelf. I don't know. This is really tough. Let me know what you do. Did you get any of these? How did you display them? I really, really, really want to know. But that's it. If you want to see me do any of the others, like I do have the Rebels waves and the originals that I can compare. I'm getting the Rogue One. Once I finish the Rogue One, Again, I want to do a comparison video for those. I'm just waiting on Baze and Cassian, I believe, at this point, and I'll do a comparison video for those. So let me know if you want to see those. Also in the back, you can see I've got the blue Jet Trooper here. I've got Antok Merrick here. I just got, because it was supposed to be canceled, but it's not canceled. You can see I got it here. I've actually had the Night Brother Warrior for a while, thanks to Papa Gord. Apparently the canceled one at GameStop really wasn't canceled. Now I have two, and that's fine because these guys, there's a bunch of them in the game. So I'm gonna do videos on those. I also did get this General Grievous. Oops. That I'll probably do videos more along the style of what I'm doing here, because they're easier to record and do. But I am still working on my Stormtrooper retrospective, which is more of a traditional style Black Series video. So stick around with me. I've got videos coming when life lets me do them. I promise you, I still like doing this stuff. But that's it. Thanks so much for watching. I'd love to take a moment just thank these people here for supporting me on Patreon at a Black Series level or higher. Anyone on this list is dear to me. If you want to see your name on this list, please head to my Patreon, support the channel. It goes a long way to helping me out with extra costs and things like that being a YouTuber incurs. Also, I am going to be at Star Wars Celebration in May. So if you want to see me then, hit me a message, let me know. I'll be there Thursday, basically every day but Friday. I didn't get Friday tickets, but I have Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday tickets. So let me know. I'd love to see you there. Other than that, thank you so much for watching this far. Thank you for doing anything. Like, share, subscribe. Doing all that goes a long way to help out the channel. And it's free. And I'll see you later. Bye.